Flim and Flam!
Well, that certainly wasn't friendly.
Episode begins with an epic, globe-trotting adventure to justify Star Swirl's lack of presence in Twilight's stuffy friendship classroom, only for him to happen to spend the rest of the episode in some pony else's stuffy friendship classroom for no reason.
If he really wants to learn about friendship, he could just come to our school.
We've seen the School of Friendship as a place for preschooler lessons about cupcake sharing and cutie mark memorization. Star Swirl is supposed to be an ancient, legendary wizard. Why wouldn't Twilight's offer be downright insulting to him? Golly Philly brings boxes larger than herself and a stack of loose pamphlets while expecting Twilight to believe a male pony brought all of these unlabeled parcels. Yeah, sure, no demon child here. In the very next scene, we see those pamphlets distributed throughout the school. There's only 3 ponies in the room who could have done that. The sin is that Book Horse couldn't quite put those puzzle pieces together.
These machines were costly, but I am quite certain the friendship lessons I can teach my students with them will be invaluable.
Oh, is that what we call the sweatshop now? Friendship lesson. Okay, Rarity. Also weird flex. Twilight's mane glitches with the paper.
It's in Las Pegasus? If Professor Rarity lets us skip her sewing class, road trip!
Remember the good old days when Equestria was a sprawling landscape full of adventure? Now, Season 8 makes Equestria so tiny that the Student 6 plan to visit Las Pegasus between classes. Random Roofmare for all of your random Roofmare needs. It's normal for pony mains to forget which side is which, but Twilight's highlight is particularly forgetful here.
There's more ponies in here than at our whole school.
Really, Twilight? Really? Season 8 has given us multiple sins about Twilight forgetting she has more than just the 6 token students, but boy is this one incriminating. There's more students at the beginning of the Spellvenger hunt, and many more, not even including the token 6 at the school-wide assembly later in the season. Normally this sort of thing could be written off as an animation sin, but knowing this season's version of Twilight, it's probably just her. Sprinkle Melody and Shoeshine have a pattern of showing up at Flim and Flam's musicals together. Mr. Princess, a second Lyrabon has hit the fandom. Flim and Flam hurl themselves through a solid wall disguised as paper, and it's perfectly repaired a moment later. Flim and Flam songs are always a fun time, but this is the first one to lack the classic knee-breaking background pony dance, and that might be the biggest sin of the whole episode. Friendship U, the closest an establishment in Equestria has ever come to saying F you. And somehow it's still only 3rd place for that sentiment.
Accredited?
Officially recognized or authorized.
We know what it means, but who would accredit this place?
Did these two seriously forget the events of the 2-part premiere all about school accreditation just to give Nace a convenient dramatic entrance? This is one of the only 2 times we ever hear the EEA spoken in full.
The Equestria Educational Association.
The Equestria Education Association is...
And they each disagree on whether it's education or educational.
Surely you didn't think your school has a monopoly on the concept?
Somewhere, a Hasbro executive just got their wings. Or horns, who's to say?
Creatures who will one day use it as a weapon against us.
How could they use friendship as a weapon?
You tell me, it's your book.
Wow, that might take the trophy for Season 8 line most likely written by a robot or alien, because boy is that a doozy. Is the EEA some big, mysterious governmental authority, or is it just this random guy and his opinion being easily swayed by a couple of smooth talkers?
I spent 1,000 years thinking the worst of a bad pony.
Okay, so we're retconning Sunburst's vague thousands-year-old thing, but now we have to contend with the pillars spending that 1,000 years in limbo while actually remaining conscious and thinking. That is so much worse than mere time frame uncertainty. Also, it's pretty messed up for Star Swirl to provide this moral about forgiveness if the whole point of the episode is not forgiving your enemies. Students sit far away from the desk one moment, back to normal the next.
Let's see if you can demonstrate for the class. What's something generous you could do for me right now?
This thankfully metaphorical flank kissing is presented as Rarity at her best, but it actually has much more in common with the allegedly bad friendship lesson taught at Twilight's own school recently. So which is it?
The element of laughter and its applications. When to support your friends' decisions and when to talk sense. That's actually kind of interesting.
These lessons sound much better than anything ever depicted at Twilight School. Flam's nose glitch. Animators were mindful of keeping the continuity of Flim holding the eye patch, then immediately make it conveniently disappear anyway.
I'm not envious.
Twilight's been acting envious and bitter this whole episode. It feels like setup for some kind of emotional resolution or lesson at the end, but nope, her denials persist and there's no satisfaction to be had from this episode. Star Swirl looks at a photo of Twilight in Season 8 and says this.
It's not the princess I know.
We're right there with you, Swirly.
Hello? The door's open, so I'll just assume it's okay to come in and look around.
Twilight's attitude may be bad, but the princess we know would be capable of actually having flaws and actually doing something wrong to facilitate a lesson or moral. Not whatever this episode is doing by treating Twilight as some kind of criminal for no discernible reason. Twilight needed to at least ignore a do not enter sign, or maybe even break a lock for this blackmail to make any sense. After all, this blackmail drama is simply because Twilight was caught in their office. She wasn't opening drawers or doing anything intrusive at all. She's just as guilty as Swirly for being here, so he's lucky he's merely getting a sin for his criminally contrived apparent non-criminal appearance. Flam is holding the photo with his magic, then suddenly he's not. This mayor shook Twilight's hoof and vowed to never wash it again.
If I don't stop investigating, they're gonna tell every pony that I'm trying to sabotage their school because I'm jealous.
No one ever accused Twilight of sabotage. Everything up until now was barely snooping. As usual for Season 8, this makes no sense. That sabotage line was either a confession or a forgotten remnant of an alternate script where this episode made sense.
Twilight, you are not the kind of pony to let your emotions cloud your judgment.
Hold on. Who are you, and what have you done with Rarity? Because you clearly don't know Twilight. Is Season 8 retconning the entirety of Twilighting now, too? Also, Twilight's judgment is being clouded by emotion right now. It takes Rarity to encourage her and disperse that cloud. We're going to run out of trophies at this point.
Can you get a message to Spike? I want to return those sewing machines. I need the bits if I'm going to keep advancing here.
This message is followed up with Cozy Glow later.
I just wanted to make sure you're definitely keeping these.
Meaning, Twilight actually bothered to send this message about Rarity needing the bits within the next 5 seconds before the scam was realized by them both. So either this was a massive script oversight, or just around the corner somewhere is an eavesdropping demon child. Speaking of the scam being realized, the episode teased us with a really fun undercover investigation, only to disappoint by removing all agency and capability from our main characters in favor of having everything dropped in their lap. Season 8 hates Twilight so much that she can't even have the satisfaction of resolving the conflict. The big reveal is something already known to every character in the building, except for her.
Besides, I have a plan.
Twilight's plan amounts to happening to spot things through the crack of a door, and in some cases it's not even a crack, it's wide open. Twilight pops into existence when the plot demands it. That's Season 8 all right. Red paint magically goes under black paint.
If it isn't the Princess of Jealousy, I guess we'll be going to the papers after all.
And I suppose I'll just lead your students into this secret room of bits and resort expansion plans.
Fun fact. Twilight's response is a very roundabout way to flex her political power. Any other intruder could be formally trespassed by Flim and Flam and nullify such a threat, but Princess Twilight owns the police. She owns the military. She's going to steal their bits and redistribute to her own adoring citizens, and there's nothing Flim and Flam can do about it. My Little Pony. Dictatorships are magic. Flim and Flam casually admit they've been using Twilight's own lessons, and Twilight doesn't seem concerned in the slightest. This is the closest thing Flim and Flam could have done to an actual scam, but the way the episode brushes it off makes it sound like her lessons were public domain anyway. Further proof that Flim and Flam did nothing wrong. A sin for the absolute absurdity of refunding every pony. Firstly, the students got what they paid for. Flim and Flam are the only ones being scammed here. Also, is this just the honor system? Did Flim and Flam keep detailed records in anticipation of potential refunds? Because that seems unlikely. Also, how do you even organize a refund line in a tourist town where most students live elsewhere? Nice going, Princess. Is Cozy moving these boxes back and forth all by herself? Or were they left in the hallway all this time because the School of Friendship almost had a bingo and just needed one more fire code violation?
Oh, wait! I'll sell the shirt off my back!
You! I don't like to judge solely on appearances, but what kind of friendship school is this?